Hey everybody, how's it going? Sorry for being a little late this morning, but I'm here now, so I hope everyone's doing well. Let's let the room populate here for a second, and then we'll start the stream. We'll talk about all the stuff that's been going on in Naked Famous Denim land, and all that other stuff. I'm still waking up, guys, so bear with me. It's gonna be a few minutes here. Before the engine starts warming up, so lob me a couple of softballs, and then we'll get this machine running. Hello from London. Van Dean says hello from London. Hello from Yokohama, Japan. I am here. My name is Bezat. I'm one of the dudes at Naked Famous Denim, and I answer your denim related questions every week here on YouTube, formerly on Instagram. So. If you want to know anything about denim, Naked and Famous Denim, I don't know. I answer your opinion questions on other things here and there, but I think we tend to have a good time. Hello from Montreal. Bonjour. Oh man, I thought the stream was canceled. No, not canceled. Let me tell you what happened, guys. So usually I lack sleep, and I get up really early every morning. I think that all kind of caught up with me, and I go live at 7 p.m., which is 8 a.m. here in Japan, and I woke up at 7:56, which bizarre for me. I'm usually up around 5-6 a.m. every morning, and usually especially if I'm not up by 7, my cats are going crazy, so they're waking me up, but none of that happened this morning, which is a little weird. So. Anyways, I'm here, and I've got a little bit more sleep than usual, but gotta get that the brain going. Seattle checking in. Yao Ming's friend. Hello. Will Hernandez writes, do you prefer cold brew or hot coffee? I prefer hot coffee most of the time, but when it's hot outside, I definitely prefer a cold brew. I have an iced tea, iced coffee here. So this is how it's been for the last couple of weeks, I'd say. I don't think I've had a hot coffee in a while. Mostly because it's been terribly hot here in Japan. Really, really hot. Yesterday, for the first time, I think in weeks, I didn't have to turn on the AC because it was cool, and it was raining on and off. It was raining pretty hard on and off all day yesterday. So it was a rare cool day for us. But I prefer hot coffee, but I do enjoy iced coffee. I wouldn't say I like one more than the other. That's for sure. Kyle Butt writes, have you seen the paper where they made Tyran purple E. coli? Tyran purple with E. coli. I don't know what that is. Is that a Tyran purple? Is that a color, a dye? I'm not sure. I'd have to see what you mean. Maybe if you have a article or something, put the link in the comment section below. Speaking of the comment section below, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You don't have to share, but at least like and comment and subscribe. Am I forgetting any of the things? I don't know what I'm forgetting. Hit the like button, everybody. The more likes we get, the more people see these videos. They get suggested a little bit more. So while you're watching, hit that like button. Let's get the like. You know what? Last week we didn't hit our goal of 120 likes on that video. Usually we hit it in a couple of days. We haven't hit it yet. So as soon as that video hits that 120 point, I will be giving away a $25 gift card to Tati and Yoko or Naked and Famous Denim NYC. So while you're here, hit the like button, and let's hit that same goal. If we hit 120 likes on this video, I will give a lucky commenter who is also a subscriber. You got to be a subscriber. Leave a comment in the comment section below, and we will get you a $25 gift card to one of our stores. So hit the like button. I'm going to remind you every now and then. Back to a couple of questions. Will Hernandez writes, turn on the notifications. Yes, do that too. You know what? And something I was doing last night, I was just going through a bunch of tutorial, I use my for my streaming software. I was going through a bunch of tutorials on like how to get stuff popping up on the screen. Man, it's not as I'm sure it's easy, but it just seems pretty complicated, and I just can't sit through a 35-minute tutorial, late at night. So I just haven't had a lot of time, especially because we were quite busy this week as usual. But I'm gonna try and figure that out this weekend. I want to get blips and bloops and all that kind of stuff going here on the live stream. So next week, I promise. So it'll be a little bit more exciting visually, but the content is always good. So content is king. So that's that. Speaking of what we were so busy with last week, and that was getting ready for the Friday the 13th release announcement. So I hope you guys saw that information come through. We put the images on Instagram. We did the blog post, we did the blog post on Naked Famous Denim NYC. We did the blog post on Tate and Yoko. We got the product photos there. So there's a lot of information there for you about the Friday the 13th. The photos were phenomenal. Garrett took those photos, but we put all that stuff together. Like the samples came in on Wednesday, so we had to take all the photos and get them all edited and all that stuff. So real fast turnaround time on the photography, just so that we can hit our Friday the 13th release day announcement on Friday the 13th, which is today still for you guys, but for me it's the 14th. So that said, I hope you like what we did there. In fact, seeing the photos was the first time I got to see everything. That's we Risa and I designed that jean, but I didn't see the fabric until those photos. I was supposed to get every couple of streams somebody asks and says, hey, when are we going to get a preview of that? And I kept saying, hey, I'm waiting on a swatch of the fabric. I still haven't received it yet. So details wise, we knew what we were getting, but I didn't see it. And I don't know, maybe that package got lost in the mail, but you guys saw them just a little bit after I saw them. So I was pretty impressed with the entire package. I think they came out really, really nice. Somebody, Will Hernandez, is asking, do you have a faded sample of the Friday the 13th jeans? They were an awesome surprise. Really cool. I do not have a faded example of them, but I do have a pair in the mail right now. So we made a couple of samples. I have a pair in the mail, and I will have them available to show you guys on stream next week. I was hoping they'd be here by today, but that's just not the case. So next week, I will give you a live preview of the Friday the 13th jeans. So stay tuned and, be sure to come back again. I know you guys will. Yes. So Invens Ian writes 2009 Friday the 13th pocket bag. So the Friday the 13th remake. Friday the 13th part 7, and for people who don't know, the Nintendo video game cover on the leather patch. I actually have the Nintendo video game. I'll show it off in a little bit. But notoriously not great. The Angry Video Game Nerd did a funny video on that many years ago. It features a purple Jason. It's kind of funny, but there's quite a lot going on that jean. The pocket bags I think are really cool. I really like the way we did that. We have the entire scene on the two pocket bags, and the thing about the pocket bags is that it's a detail that only you know about. You're not gonna show your friends. Like, you might, but that'd be a little weird. You gotta, drop your pants and say, hey, check this out. But don't do that, by the way. We don't live in that world anymore. But if your pants happen to be wearing pants and you have your pants on hand, you want to show them off, you can. Still, if your friends understand what you're all about, then they'll get it. But otherwise, you'll be the weird guy showing them your special pants. That said, I really like that detail, and I like details that are kind of for me. So the coin pocket's a hidden selvage ID. I don't think we showed that in the photos, but you'll see it for yourself in person. You've got the pocket bags. The embroidery came out really, really nice, and this is the first time we did a like a full color leather patch like that. So it's straight from the film, and I thought it was really, and I think for people who know, that's a pretty iconic scene, especially like iconic image rather. That the Jason with the axe, and so I think they came out really, really nice, and I'm excited to put them out there. As a like lifelong horror fan and a Friday the 13th fan, it's always a pleasure to be able to create these things. So you guys know what's coming next. So that isn't the only October release we have on schedule, on plan. So expect some more information coming soon. For a particular nightmare that is gonna happen. So I think I've shown. I can. I'll find the fabric. I'll show that off today. I know I've showed it off in the past, but I'll show it off a little bit more today as well. Yao Ming's friend writes, "I've shown the pocket bags to my homies." All right, that they got to be homies. You can't show them off to randoms. They're not gonna get it, or you're gonna get in trouble. So. Avoid trouble, guys. That's my motto. Avoid trouble. Invans Ian writes, all the details, exclamation point. Nailed it. It will be my first 21 ounce pair in the rotation. They're going to be, we haven't done a 20 ounce plus collaboration piece yet. So I guess this is the first one, and most certainly is a very appropriate one. I mean, Jason's the huge, bulking, massive form. It had to be a heavyweight denim like that. So very, very excited for the Friday the 13th jeans. The other thing that really shocked me was, sometimes with our collaborations, they're kind of hit and miss with the excitement department. You get. This is one of the we've gotten more likes on this post than almost anything recently. There's like 4,600 likes on this one. I think we broke the algorithm for this one, guys. And I think a lot of that has to do with the comments. A lot of people are commenting. A lot of positive comments were going on there. So the more interactions you get with any kind of social media post, the more the algorithms tend to suggest them. So a lot of likes on that, where usually we just don't get that type of interaction anymore on Instagram. So very, very happy for all the participation. I'm happy that you guys were enjoying it, and there will be more Friday the 13th content coming soon. As soon as I get those jeans in my hands, I will I'll be showing them off here live, like I mentioned before. Da Beast writes, currently fading the Emperor of Slub and looking to pick up a jacket. Any recommendations? Want something versatile that can be worn with everything, but not too matchy with the Emperor. You could, I mean, I would say the left-hand twill. The left-hand twill is just the go-to. If you want something classic that's going to work for the rest of your life, the left-hand twill is the way to go. If you want something just a little bit different, go with the natural indigo. You can't go wrong either way. Both are fantastic, classic denim jackets, and they will both fade very, very beautifully. Angel Perez writes, was the E Honda only 20 ounces? The E Honda was 20 ounces, but I thought to myself, you know what? We did do a heavyweight denim collab piece before, and that was the E Honda. I forgot about that one. So yeah, we have done a heavyweight. I mean, another appropriate one, but I think Jason is the heaviest. So with 21, I don't remember. It was E Honda 20 or 21 ounce, somewhere in there. It's too many jeans to remember. It's yeah, there's a lot. There's so many jeans to remember, so sometimes the details slip past me. I also don't have the best memory in the world, so you're mixing those two things together. Oof, it's tough. I got to write down a lot of things. Underwater Pirates writes, natural indigo is a killer one. I faded that jacket and it's really great. There's a Instagram post on Tate and Yoko for a couple of posts back on a natural indigo denim jacket. Very, very beautifully faded. You definitely want to check that out. If you want to see some fade inspiration, that is a great piece. That is a great post to check out. Sorry, I'm starting a little bit. Jordan Green writes, I wish it wasn't so hot because this stream makes me want to wear jeans. You know, there's a couple of ways to wear your jeans so you could beat the heat. Number one is wear lighter weight jeans. Another thing I like to do, looser jeans. You know, I wear the Easy Guy. I wear them a little bit loose. So because of that, you know, you get that airflow that you need. Cuffing or rolling your cuffs or hemming your jeans short. So if you get them, you know, ankle short, something like that, you know, just let some air flow through. If your jeans are really like fitted, that I think it might be a little bit hard, or you're very dedicated or can tolerate the heat better than others. But a little bit loose, making sure the air flows there, you should be okay. You should be able to handle it. Obviously, if it's really, really hot, just stay inside. Stay in a nice air conditioned room. You'll be good. You'll be good to go. Wear your jeans in the nice cool air. Jeremy Didson writes, I think you said that Jason was on hold due to the factory and not having the sample. Glad you guys finally got it in. When's the Freddy getting revealed though? I need those. Yeah, so like I said, the Jason stuff, there were some delays, but we got, you know, originally I think I talked about it many weeks ago, but we wanted to release them on Friday the 13th, actually release them. So obviously that didn't happen, but we were at least able to announce them on Friday the 13th. So we only got the samples a couple days ago, had to do all the photos and get all that stuff set up. So you know, that stuff takes a little bit of work. So I'm glad that we were able to get this all done on time. I don't know. When's the Freddy, the Nightmare on Elm Street stuff getting revealed? I'm still waiting. I think the fabric is being shipped right now from Japan, so that takes a couple of weeks. Then we get it, and we got to cut it up. I'm confident. I'm confident that we'll be able to get it for the October 22nd release date to coincide with the Friday the 13th jeans. I'm confident that we're going to be able to do that. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty confident that we're able to do that. And as soon as I have a sample, I will be able to, you know, we'll be able to create the content and we'll be able to show that off. But for now, we've been able to show you guys the fabric. I think, Risa, can you grab me the Friday the 13th? The Nightmare fabric from the table there. I should have had all this prepared. My bad. Thank you. Whoa. So we got it right here. For those of you who don't know, or those of you who are new to our streams, we talked about the Nightmare on Elm Street denim. So we had a Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, you know, Halloween kind of release. Originally, the idea was that we would have, you know, Friday the 13th, you know, or Nightmare on Elm Street, you know, whether we decided, come out last Halloween, and then this Halloween would be the other one. Then COVID happened and screwed everything up. So now we have them scheduled for this Halloween. So this is the fabric, as you can see. Dark indigo, but it's got a warm tone to it, and that's because the inside is dyed with a red. So there's a red weft, and then there's a green coating. So the green is not dyed, the red is dyed. This is coated, and so we have that, you know, iconic green and red Freddy Krueger sweater on the inside. I think it looks pretty badass here. You know, the outside looks like a typical kind of warm tone pair of jeans. Inside, you've got that Freddy Krueger sweater stripe. You know, you're gonna flip up that cuff. It's gonna look something like this. you're gonna see something like that on. It's not. I gotta get it. I gotta figure this all out. On the inside when you cuff, it'll look something like that. I don't know. It's not the greatest example there. Sorry. Anyways, you get the idea. You guys get the idea. So this is coming for Halloween. That is the current plan. If things change or things delayed, then it might be delayed a little bit, but it won't be delayed by too much. But we do have a great horror collaboration theme going on again. We've done Toxic Avenger, we've done Ghostbusters, so I think this is just this is something I want to do every Halloween. I always want to have something kind of spooky lined up. So you can only imagine what we'll have coming next. Benjamin Curry writes, is the Jason pair textured or smooth? I would say it's as smooth as a 21-ounce smooth denim could be. It's not particularly slubby, but I will give you more in-depth, more of an in-depth kind of overview of that once I get the jeans in my hand. I've actually never even felt the denim, but from what it looks like and from what we kind of designed, that's my expectation. What are your denim jackets general fit? They're a little bit on the looser side. Look, out of any Naked Famous Denim product, the denim jacket has seen the most iterations. Like we've modified that thing so many times over the years. So if you're going on eBay or if you're finding one on secondhand market, make sure you get the measurements. But like anything that we have currently or we've had on Tati and Yoko for like the last 2 years or so, has been a little bit wider, a little bit boxier, so they're a little bit of a looser fit. When we first started making them, they're very fitted. They were more like a shirt, more actual vintage style. But they've widened out and gotten a little bit longer over the years. They're not like a modern trucker jacket where they're really long, but they're still around to the waist, but they're a little bit wider, so you can have room for hoodies and things like that to layer up in. All right. BD writes, and this is for advice on how to wear your jeans in the heat. Wear jeans or jackets early or late in the day. Definitely wear the Elephant 9 jacket driving with AC on. Yeah, AC is key. AC is key. Or a nice fan. Okay. Daniel Bichach? I don't know how to say that. Please do a Trailer Park Boys and Bleach anime collab for 2023. I've actually I know what the Trailer Park Boys are. I've never watched an episode. I've also never watched Bleach before. But we do have an anime. I'm not again. You know what? My problem is there's like shows like Trailer Park Boys or like Letterkenny that I should be watching. And I know I've seen clips and things like that, and it looks funny. Just never got around to watching them. I've talked about it before. Just the amount of time I have to consume content is almost none. One thing I miss about non-travel is, especially when we would go to Asia, is a solid like 13 hours or so of just I can just watch stuff or play video games. So that was always a great way for me to like really burn through a game or watch some stuff that I've been meaning to catch up on. So I just haven't been able to pick up new content in a while. Jeremy Didson writes, is this the start of a horror series like Child's Play or Michael Myers denim? I wouldn't say that this is the start. I think it started back with Ghostbusters. So you got Ghostbusters, we did Toxic Avenger. Now we've got, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. And yeah, I would say that this is the start. Obviously we have to continue to create partnerships with different franchises. So yeah, I could see, I think it would be cool to do a Michael Myers, Halloween one. Who else would be, Hellraiser, Candyman. We'd have to see. We'd have to go through them all. My only concern is that some horror characters might be not as well known as others. I mean, I guess. The Toxic Avenger is very well known as kind of like, I guess, B movie level. It's popular in circles, has a very, very cult following, but how many people know who Victor Crowley is? If you haven't watched Victor Crowley, it's Kane Hodder, who's one of the main actors who played Jason Voorhees in the Friday the 13th films. He plays a similar type character in the Victor Crowley series. I enjoy it. If you like, the thing about Friday the 13th is, at some point it's just it's a slasher. It's depth of story isn't exactly what Friday the 13th is known for. The first one, yeah, but maybe everything else, not so much. But you kind of watch it because you maybe you're sick like I am, and you enjoy the kills. You're watching. It's like watching any other horror. You just there's something about it. I don't know what it is. It's just kind of fun to watch. Maybe I'm sick, but Victor Crowley is very similar in that respect. And there's some good cameos in there if you watch it. I think it's Hatchet, and then I'm pretty sure the first movie is called Hatchet 2, and then Victor Crowley. Victor Crowley is the name of the character. Hatchet film. Yeah, it's sorry. The series is called Hatchet 1, 2, and 3, and then there's Victor Crowley, which is the newest one. Came out 2017. But yeah, the character of Victor Crowley is played by Kane Hodder, who is like I was saying, one of the main actors who played Jason. And if you like those types of if you like horror movies for the kills, this is a fun one to watch. That's for sure. All right. BD writes Ghostface from Scream. I was talking to my friend the other day, and he was asking me what my favorite horror movie was, and I said Night of the Living Dead. And that is true. I do enjoy Night of the Living Dead a lot. I like the Of the Living Dead series. I'd love to cover that. Zombie Denim. But Scream is Scream is actually the correct answer for what is my favorite horror movie. Maybe this is a scale that constantly changes. I love the reason why I love Night of the Living Dead so much is because you could show that movie to anybody. It's not particularly gory or anything like that. It's black and white, and it's an old film, so there's certain it's not offensive. Maybe in a way, no one's gonna be turned off by the excessive violence or swearing or anything like that. It's a psychological terror. You're experiencing the terror with these people. If you've never watched the original Night of the Living Dead, you should go and do that. It's a very, very, very good movie. And I like that movie a lot because you could just watch it with anyone, and even if they've never saw it before, or if they've never watched a horror movie before, they're gonna enjoy that movie. That's always a good movie to recommend to people. Scream, on the other hand, it's a lot more violent, that's for sure. But it is a horror movie fan's horror movie. If you love horror movies, Scream is the movie for you. There's actually a Scream poster that there's an artist named Gary Pullen who actually does a lot of great work for a lot of Friday the 13th content. He's a fantastic artist, but he did this Scream poster of Drew Barrymore with the telephone scene, and it's like Roy Lichtenstein style. So, old comic book style with the dots and everything, very similar to the Naked Famous Denim logo. And I see it on eBay every now and then, and it's like $700 Canadian, $800 Canadian, like $500-600 US, and I'm like, I don't know if I could. It's gone up in value. Like these are collectible posters, and I don't know if I could pull the trigger on that one, but I really want that poster. Where was I going with this? Yeah, favorite horror movies. Yeah, I think Halloween would be great to do. Scream would be great to do. I think how I segued into this was, then you get into a lot of Scream is mainstream enough that I think a lot of people, they see Ghostface, they know who Ghostface is, but there are a lot of horror villains that might not be as recognizable. I know they're doing a Candyman remake, so that maybe that'll bring that character back into the forefront. It also Pennywise the clown. So yeah, I mean the It series, the remakes that certainly brought him back. So yeah, maybe just thinking about it, some of these characters might be more recognizable than I thought. But anyways, I definitely want to do more horror. Pedro Cortez writes, "Zombie Denim, shut up and take my money." Futurama would be a fun one to do. Evil Dead would be fun to do as well. The Necronomicon. Is that the name of the book? The thing? Necronomicon? Comic-Con? No, Necronomicon. I think that's it. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I'd love to do some more horror stuff. So stay tuned. Obviously, we're going to do our best to make all of that stuff happen. Pedro Cortez writes, "If Naked and Famous ever does a Transformers gene, I'm sure it would be insane. Would love to see what y'all could cook up for that." Yeah. I think, I'm just trying to think. What happened with that? We do a lot of talks, and I think we at one point we're talking with Transformers. We were talking with Transformers people. I just don't remember what happened with that. We all, yeah. Anyways, I'll have to see what happened there. I would love to do that. There's certain Saturday morning cartoon stuff that I would like to do. Transformers is one of them. Ninja Turtles is another one. Those two would be really big for me also, just as a kid growing up in the 80s and 90s. Yeah. Those would be huge. I'll have to check in with Brandon whatever happened there. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, one day. I think one day all of this stuff's gonna happen. So just stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. Brandog 124 writes, "What unbranded fit would be the weird guy?" The tapered fit. So the tapered fit is the closest one to the weird guy. Diet Man writes, "Can you do a Gremlins collab where the denim changes fabrics when it touches water?" I don't think we would be able to achieve that. Well, yeah, we probably could. It wouldn't change denim, but I could make a denim that would change, if it touched water, that it would change color. I probably could achieve that with some kind of dye. We did the thermochromic denim that was it changed color with body heat. I could probably change something that changes color with moisture, but then that would just look weird on you, because if you sweat or anything happens, then you always look like something. It's not gonna look nice. Rolando Ramirez writes, "Reading Rainbow or Arthur the Aardvark denim would be awesome. How about the Magic School Bus?" I would say I definitely watched Reading Rainbow as a kid. I mean, we do have the Rainbow Core coming out. I don't think I would make a Reading Rainbow. What would a Reading Rainbow gene be? LeVar Burton suggesting a book on the pocket bag? I don't know. I met LeVar Burton once. He's I met him once in Montreal. Janet Rossi writes, and Diet Man keeps writing, "Kenny versus Spenny collab," and then Janet Rossi writes, "Did you see the guy on Reddit made a Kenny versus Spenny denim? It was hilarious." I did see that. I wrote to him. I thought it was very clever, very funny. Yeah, I mean, Kenny versus Spenny collab. I don't know. As much as I love it, believe me, I would like to make it. It's just not. That's not really up to me. And it's the thing about something like that is, where you have to understand that I can't just make small, like everything that we make has to be of a certain production scale. And I as much as I love Kenny versus Benny, I just, our audience probably, 2% of them know who those guys are. So that might confuse a lot of people, or maybe a fun way to introduce them just personally to stuff that I like. But who knows? What would a Kenny versus Benny denim be? I mean, we did have that. There was that guy who made that post on. He was on the Kenny versus Benny forums. He made a little post. A Maurice Del Taco jean, or Goldar. I'd like to do Goldar, or Yarp Yarp, the Yarp Yarp. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's all a lot of nonsense. But go check out Kenny versus Benny on YouTube. Every episode is on YouTube. Start at the beginning, work your way to the end. It's not like you can watch them in any order you want, but I do recommend watching them in order, because you get to watch the madness kind of unfold. If you get in, season 5, season 6, and, the animosity between these two are so high, whereas at the start, they are friends. Don't forget that these two are actually best friends. And you get to watch them really destroy one another for our pleasure. So we must thank them for all their hard work. And yeah, go check it out. It's very, 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 very awesome series. The Silencio Gene Silencio. Pedro Cortez, this brand will never run out of ideas, with people suggesting so many good ideas during these live streams. Oh, don't worry, we're never gonna run out of ideas. People thought we'd run out of ideas years ago. They used to count us out. Oh, it's some gimmick brand. Don't worry, they're gonna run out of ideas. Hasn't happened yet. We've outlived a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys who've came. Who am I talking to? I don't know. It's a straw man. But we outlived a lot of the critics. I'll tell you that much. We ain't going anywhere. How about a collab with Games Workshop, Warhammer 40K? Maybe. I mean, look, a lot of these suggestions are fantastic, and I know that there's humongous fan bases for Warhammer 40K. I personally never got into Warhammer. I had friends who were really into it. I just couldn't afford it. I remember going to Games Workshop with my buddies and just I didn't have $2 for pizza, so I certainly didn't have money to buy these toys and paint them and all that stuff. It was it looked really cool. I probably would have got into it had I had money as a kid, but I did not. You have no idea. Like I literally had no money. I didn't have a little money. I had no money. So yeah, special things like that were not in the cards. So I enjoyed it from afar. My friends had those books. I'd look at the pictures. I thought it was really cool. And I remember, because I had one friend who was really into 40K, and I had another one who was into I don't know what they call it. It was the classic or whatever, the original. And I'm like, why can't you guys fight? And they're really they're doing their best to explain to me what the differences were and why it wouldn't be possible. And I'm like, just do it. Just put them on the field there. Go for it. But yeah, the 40K stuff, imagery, wise, all that stuff looked really cool. I really like that stuff. Rolando Ramirez writes, will the black wax coated jean ever come back? Yes, I don't know what the holdup is. I have to double check with Brandon. We might be out of fabric. We might have to just order more. But I know that they've been very, very low in stock for a while. So I'll double check on that. See what's going on there. Brett Cedarberg, sorry about that. Brett Cedarberg writes, I'm seeing a lot of reputable companies introduce washed, faded pairs of raw denim recently. Have you guys ever considered doing this at all? No. There is no considering that. Washed and faded pairs is not what we got into this game for. We're a raw denim brand, and within the spirit of raw denim, we will do our best to create as many different kind of things as we can. A good example of that was the recycled denim stone blue. You got that stone kind of wash look, raw denim. We're able to achieve that while still remaining true blue raw denim brand. And I always found it a little bit odd that, that raw denim brands who have touted raw, wash, repair, make your jeans your own, fade them yourself, personalize this, personalize that, and then they start making wash jeans. And I'm like, I don't know, it's not for me. That just seems a little odd that I was telling that to my customers, and then because I'm telling my customers this because in a way I'm trying to say this product is superior to the mass market commercially washed jeans that you can go and buy in the market. And I would say superior in the way that this jean is yours. It's personal, right? This is something you did for yourself. You go to the mall, you buy a pair of jeans with fades and that. Everybody has the same pair. There's nothing unique about this pair anymore. It's not yours. It's not personal. It's just look, fine. It's okay if you have that kind of stuff. It's no, it is what it is. But for me, I would rather fade the jeans myself, and I think a lot of you guys out there would agree with that point. And it's up to us to convince people also why this is a great thing, So and why look, I'm not saying that you have to do it or anything like that. If you buy wash jeans, you're less than or anything like that. But I think having a nice pair of personally faded jeans, it tells a story. There's a lot of fun involved with doing this and living through this process. And there's something authentic about it in the way that this is the way jeans were worn for most of the history of jeans. Washed jeans existence is relatively new in the history of jeans, and that's not to discount them and say that they're not viable or valid or anything like that. It's just, if you're a raw denim brand, be a raw denim brand. If you're not, then you're everybody else. And when you start seeing raw denim brands do washes, my Diesel brain kicks in because I used to work for Diesel. And you're never going to make a better wash than Diesel. It's not going to happen. Diesel invented washing jeans. They've been washing jeans from the very start. And their washes are the level of detail that they do when it comes to washing a jean is incredible. They can make a jean look authentic, or they can make a jean look weird as hell. But the amount of stuff that goes into it. Like, if you've ever had a pair of Diesel jeans, or you've ever walked into a Diesel store, pick up that wash jean, and you'll see it's not just a bleach wash. There's, like, so many little colors and aspects and, like, dirt. And, like, there were jeans that we would get from Diesel that had dirt built in. Like, if they were literally, like, you could, like, pick off the crusty dirt because they went to that level of detail to make these jeans look. If you want their faded jean, whatever their inspiration for that jean was, they went all the way, and they really did a good job of recreating that or creating something out there. So when I see people selling basic stone wash for like a lot of money, it's like, I don't know. I mean, it costs what it costs, but it's also just a basic stone wash. Like, if you're gonna start getting into the wash game, you got to start providing value for your washes. And some raw denim brands, they've come to that level where they have their own unique washes or things like that. But yeah, it's not what I would do with Naked and Famous ever. The most we'll ever do is a rinse wash, and that's just you put them in the wash with water, no detergent. That's usually for shrink purposes or stretch activation purposes. We're not trying to decorate the jeans in any way. But yeah, there's no washing coming from us. It's not something we ever plan on doing. And if you're gonna do it, Diesel is the gold standard. Diesel is the gold standard when it comes to doing that. And if you're gonna start getting into wash jean land. And if you're a customer who's like, okay, I'm gonna buy wash jeans, the world is your oyster now, and it's like, you've got choice. You've got so much choice, and what makes your wash jean better than anybody else's wash jean? I don't know. that you washed a very beautifully dyed indigo fabric and, removed, like that was one thing, people would ask us at the, when we started Naked Famous Denim, they'd ask us, why don't you offer washes? And we're like, we just invested all this time and effort to develop this beautifully dyed indigo fabric. This denim is specially dyed, with whatever types of dye that we tried to use, the yarns, all that stuff. Why would we ruin it? Why would we pre-distress that? If you're gonna pre-distress, why would you spend so much time and effort to develop such an expensive fabric if you're just gonna wash all the effort out of it, right? It would make sense to do it on a cheaper fabric, because who cares, right? Nobody's thinking like, oh wow, look at this beautiful, intricately dyed fabric when it's all the dye has been washed out of it. It's just what's the point of all this? So, yeah, that's why we've never done it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to us. We're a raw denim brand. We stay true. We stay blue, and we will create anything so long as it's raw denim. So long as it's raw, that is our standard. So there's never going to be, fancy washes or anything like that from us. That's not to say we're not going to, we'll embellish a jean a little bit. We've got, our collaboration pieces with some embroidery on there. We've got denim jackets with the embroidery on the back. So, like, we're not opposed to, like, other stuff, but it's always got to be raw. It always has to be raw. Pedro Cortez writes, those people who ask you why you don't offer washed faded jeans need to be slapped. I wouldn't say slapped. This is not, I mean, I know what you get. You're being sarcastic, but, different points of view are fine, but I also don't think that they were suggesting it. Maybe they were just asking us, why don't we, and then, you go into the answer there. But, that's why we don't. And that was also my opinion on brands that, raw denim brands that do. I mean, it's not, I just think, you're getting into a whole different world, and now you go from preaching one thing to doing another. I'm not here to offer anybody advice. There's brands raw denim brands way bigger than us that do it, and they seem to be doing fine. In fact, those brands sell more wash jeans than they do raw. So maybe we're doing something wrong. Don't I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying we're stubborn, and we have a mindset that we stick to. And even if there might be a little bit of gold here, a little bit of gold there, like we're not looking for that. We're focused on our mission, and we're gonna stay on that course. So yeah, my perfect example is the recycled denim stone blue. Like, how do we make a stone washed looking jean without making them stone washed? Well, we did it, right? So maybe we will certainly go down that path more as well. But everything we do will be raw. Always will be raw. Brett Cedarburg writes, a bunch of different brands, I'm not going to say their names, just wondering where Naked and Famous fell within this aspect. Are you trying to rank us? Because we'd be number one. Number one. Always number one. If you ever ask me where do we fall on any tier, we're top tier. A S rank. Above A, S. We're always at the best. We're always the top. You're not asking an objective person that question. I'll tell you that much. I will tell you how biased I am. Pedro Cortez writes, glad you picked up on my sarcasm. Yeah, I know we got a great community here. Nobody here's like that. So, but yeah, I just I always try to convince, even if we have differing opinions on something, my aim is always to convince, and that's not to say I do it in one shot. Sometimes convincing people takes a long time, back and forth. So, if somebody has a differing opinion, with me, it's not game over. It's this is a work. We'll keep nudging each other until we can convince each other. But I think especially with the denim stuff and washes and how to especially dispelling or debunking kind of bad information out there in the raw denim world. I think I've done a pretty good job of trying to put a lot of good information out there and trying to give you the perspective from the horse's mouth, so to speak, or give you insights from behind the scenes, because not everything is going to be so accessible on a blog written by someone who is a fan of raw denim, but maybe they don't have the insights to as an insider to raw denim. So there's a lot sometimes that people miss out on. I was just trying to remember something the other day where I don't remember. The other day something happened where it was just plain wrong, and I don't know. Maybe I read somewhere that we were from Vancouver again. I don't know. I don't remember, but something like that happened, and it just I'm like, some of this information that is wrong, that is out there, it's harmless. It doesn't hurt anybody, but it's obviously having the correct information out there is the way to go. So I that's why we do these streams. That's why I try to put out as much truth as possible. My truth, whatever that means. Matthew Brandwell writes, wash denim is for the thrift finds. I have lots of wash denim that I adore. None cost more than $20, and some of it's older than me. I agree with that statement. Well, not completely. Look, if you like wash jeans, you like wash jeans. I'm not going to tell you not to like them. If you enjoy them, you enjoy them. You want to buy a pair of diesel jeans, go nuts. I own many, many pairs. I don't wear them anymore, but I own a lot, and I used to wear them. So, we all go through different. You could be a part of a phase. You could like it for life. Whatever it is, that's fine. Look, I'm here to preach about raw denim, teach you about raw denim, and if you happen to like it, we're gonna welcome you with open arms. Even if you don't like it, we're gonna welcome you with open arms. There's no shame in that game. But personally, for me, like you, any kind of washed jean I'm gonna own now is gonna come from the thrift store. It's gonna be a vintage piece. It's gonna be something that was worn by somebody to look like that for the most part. But that is my, that's how I treat that stuff. That's the stuff I keep in my pile of collected items. And every now and then I might throw them on, might wear a pair, but I certainly can appreciate a faded jean, maybe not necessarily washed, but faded jean. I enjoy that a lot. Mike Syke writes, buying pre-washed distressed denim is like buying pre-chewed gum. LOL. Just kidding. We used to, when we could go to stores and do visits, and we would do product training for a lot of staff. So, if we were working with a new store, we would go in and, we just wanted to introduce ourselves, teach the staff about the product and, our philosophy and that kind of thing. And one of the things that we used to always talk about was, pre-distressed denim, because, we're a raw denim brand, and, what makes us special. And, we would talk about, here's the investment that we've done in developing this fabric, investing in the dyes and investing in these yarns, and like creating this beautifully dyed fabric that is gonna fade beautifully with you. And imagine you went to the Ferrari dealership. This was always our analogy. Imagine you went to the Ferrari dealership. You worked hard your whole life. You saved all your money. You went to the Ferrari dealership and you said, hey, show me your fanciest, red Ferrari. And, this guy says, okay, no problem. Come with me, sir. And he takes you to the showroom and he's like, look at this beautiful Ferrari. It's got scratches all over the side, and look at the inside. The interior is all faded and cracked, like it's been left in the desert for 20 years. And it's like, and not on top of that, they ask you for more money than, say, like a brand new raw, clean Ferrari. Imagine they did that to you. Imagine you went to the fruit store and you picked up an apple and there was a bruise on it, and they said, this is 20% more expensive than a good one. Like, you tell them to go to hell, right? Why are you showing me this stuff? This is not what I want. So, like, for us, that's the equivalent. If you're buying wash jeans, if you're buying jeans like that, you're buying pre-damaged product. We're not going to sell you pre-damaged product. We're going to sell you brand new product, and we're not going to charge you more for it either. So just one of those things. Yeah, Brendan's pretty good at that Ferrari analogy. He's a good storyteller. All right, we've got some folks just moved to New York City, excited to grab denim from the New York City store and not have to wait on Tate and Yoko. That's right. If you're in New York City, you can always head over to Naked Famous Denim NYC. They're pretty well stocked. They usually, if you go to the website, everything they carry is on the website. So if you're wondering what size, inventory, that kind of stuff, you can see it on the website right there. But yeah, there's a lot of fans from the New York City area. I'm looking forward to going back, and maybe we can do a nice meetup once we can do that. I'm kind of still stuck here in limbo land. So trying to get back to North America. We'll see. Maybe this holiday season that'll be possible, and then we'll make a drive down to New York. Visit the shop, visit everybody. I got to visit Carl Murakowski. I keep always screwing that up. But yeah, I got to go visit him. I got to go visit a lot of folks. Say hi. And it's been too long. We got to hang out. We got to hang out with a bunch of denim bros and broettes. Broettes, is that the bro version of girls? Any denim lovers are all welcome. We'll do a nice meet and greet at the shop when we can, so long as we're allowed to. So looking forward to that. Donkey Bro writes, "Hey Baysad, hello. I'm new to denim, and I really like what you guys are doing. Well, thank you very much. What fit would you recommend for wearing with shirt tucked in and a blazer?" I think the fit is always really going to depend on you. But if you want to be, the easy guy and the weird guy are probably going to be a little bit more comfortable if you're tucking something in. I've seen people do it in the super guy. It all just kind of depends how much extra room you have in the waist. As far as size recommendation goes, or fit recommendation, it's what suits your body best. I mean, obviously I can't see you, but I would say if you're a slim build, then yeah, you can consider the super guy. If you're average build or greater, the weird guy or the easy guy. The easy guy works well even on like average builds. You get a little bit of extra room, which I always love. I'm personally an easy guy wearer. I like having the extra room. I like having room in my legs. It also just lets me go from as I sit behind a desk all day, I need that extra room because, you got to stay comfortable. You got to have, room to move. You don't want to be all squished up. So I guess it all depends on you as far as room-wise. Just make sure, here's what I would say is take a pair of jeans that you own, measure them, use the same measuring method that we do on our website. You can check the measurement guide there. And so take those measurements from the jeans that you own, compared to the measurement guide. And then, where you need to have a little bit of extra room, if you have the jeans that you were wearing, maybe the rise is fine. Okay, find something with a similar rise. But if you want something a little bit more rise, then find something with a little bit more rise. If you want a little bit more room in the waist, find something that's a little bit more room in the waist. So keep those things in mind when you're comparing measurements. It looks like there's going to be a 2 p.m. meetup at the Naked Famous Denim store tomorrow, NYC. So if you guys are there, go check it out. We're gonna have a couple of raw denim lovers in the shop. Maybe you guys can grab a slice of pizza. Get a New York. Go to Sbarro's to get a proper New York slice. Let's see if anyone gets that reference. Zim the fat dog writes, bigger front pockets. Okay, we're working on it. Fossil Jaws writes, yes, bigger pockets. I struggle to fit my Galaxy Note. I don't struggle to fit my Galaxy Note. the reason for that is because my jeans are a little bit on the looser side. I know that some people wear their jeans a little bit fitted, and then those front pockets become harder to use. When you've got a little bit more room in the waist, the front pockets are much easier to use. Just keep that in mind, because we are going to start adding a little bit more depth in the pockets, just a little bit. But if your jeans are fitted, doesn't matter how much depth there is in those pockets, they're still going to be, you know, flat across your skin. You need to have a little bit of extra room to access those pockets properly. Branddog124 writes, I just bought the unbranded 21-ounce jean. Good choice. Very, very fast fading jean. You can see results from those right away. Time to start wearing slings or bags. Fossil draws. Slings or bags. I don't understand the reference. We miss you, Bezad. Fossil draws writes, I miss you guys too. I want to be where you guys are. All right. Let's see what else we got here. The occasional gentleman writes, would you guys ever consider selling individual leather patches from a collection perspective? I think it would be cool, especially since there are so many variations from all the different jean models. I want to start offering something like that. I want to start offering leather patches as a customizable option. Like, you know, we'll have a bunch of different leather patches, and depending on the leather type, maybe it'll be you know, just a few bucks. Maybe if it's a very fancy leather, it might be a little bit more expensive. So I want to start offering that on the website. Matthew Bradwell writes, moving to Portland, Oregon in a week. Where am I going to get Naked Famous jeans after I move? Shout out to Franklin and Poe here in Philly. In Portland, you can check out Macus. They have a little bit of our stuff. And then there's also, oh my God, I forgot the name of the store. Geez. I will, see, I don't remember it all. So I'm just going to check the website here. They have a couple of locations. You know what? Monochromatic. We're Monochromatic. Check our store locator. Monochromatic carries women's, and then there's another store. Men's, bottoms. Yeah, Monochromatic. I have to double check. You know what? I don't have to double check this. There's another store that is opening up another location in Portland. I definitely have to update this. There's some updates that need to be made to our store locator, but for the most part, you can trust it. But maybe not so much for Portland right now. But Macus definitely does, and I don't think I added them there. So Machus, they have a little bit of our stuff. Yeah. Wait a second. Yeah, sorry. I'm not gonna have the right answer for you right now, but check our store locator. We'll try to do some updates over the weekend. Revolver, sorry, that's the one I was thinking of. Revolver, Portland. Revolver. I think they have a bunch of locations, but I think I have them somewhere else. Yeah. So they had in Bend, Oregon, and Revolver had in Bozeman, Montana, but they're opening up in or they've already opened up. See, there's a lot of stores, a lot of things to remember. Not very and when you don't have a good brain like me. Portland, Oregon, and they're opening up in Missoula, Montana. Portland, Oregon, Bozeman, Montana, Bend, Oregon, and they have another store called Evergreen Clothing in Bozeman, Montana. So there you have it. There you have it. That's why I need you guys. You guys are a collective wealth of knowledge for all the stuff I don't quite remember. Okay. Yeah, Ming's friend writes, I've been dailying the Mortys for about a month now. They're more comfortable than I expected them to be. Oh man, I fully expected those to be very, very comfortable fabric. So I'm glad that you're enjoying them. It's a great basic. That Morty denim is very nice. Does Unbranded make black denim jackets? Can't find any online. No, not yet. I want to do that, and I also want to make the 21-ounce jacket. Those do not exist yet as denim jackets from Unbranded. Jordan Green writes, yes, yeah, they are open and looking for employees. All right, there you have it. If you're a denim nerd in Portland, Oregon, check out Revolver, Oregon. Janet Rossi writes, oh my god, yes, I'd buy so many custom patches. Yes, I think it's a good idea. Let me put that into the put that into the works. So into the works. I don't know. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done, everybody. It's not gonna happen tomorrow, but it's gonna get done. Riley O'Brien writes, Bezad, which is your stretchiest jean, Active Motion or the Hyperflex? I would say that's a good question. The Flex denim is probably the stretchiest. I know we're low on inventory there. We gotta get restocked. Matthew Bradwell writes, yeah, I saw they were hiring. Seemed like the store hadn't opened yet. Thanks for the info. You are welcome. Brandog124 writes, are the new hats that drop today, is it a one-time thing? So today we, in addition to the Friday the 13th announcement, we released the Upstate stock Naked Famous Denim Upstate stock Upcycled denim watch caps. Are they a one-time thing? We'll see. So we ordered, there's a decent amount of inventory. Actually, I haven't checked the sales yet, so I don't know if we sold out or not. I definitely ordered more than, I had more in stock than I thought we would sell out of in a day. So, you know, I ordered more for the season, but you never know. Sometimes things blow up on us and then they sell it in a day, like those knives. But I think this could be something that we repeat in every now and then. I'm actually pretty good friends with the owner of Upstate Stock. His name is Bram. I used to work with him many years ago at Holt Renfrew, and just being through the working our way through the industry. We've become pretty good friends over the years. Many great dinners with Bram, and one thing that we learned about each other. Interestingly enough, we learned about each other is that we actually went to the same elementary school. He was a little bit older than me, but we went to the exact same elementary school when we were kids. We didn't even know each other. So we went to the same elementary school as children, and we became friends later on in life. Very, very small world. But that said, makes the best hats out there. We carry Upstate stock at Tate and Yoko. We're very, very big fans. We sell lots of the stuff every season. So especially in the fall and winter, we sell lots and lots of it. A lot of great colors. He's always coming out with new stuff. So we're very happy to carry Upstate stock at Tate and Yoko. And now that we have our own upcycled denim cap, I think it's a very, very special piece, very nice piece. And I don't think it'll be a one-time thing. I think we'll restock it as necessary. So yeah, if you missed that, I don't know if we sold out of them today or not, but don't wait too long. I don't think that they're gonna. Once it really gets cold outside, I think we'll have some inventory issues, but I'll try to keep them in stock right away. BD writes, I washed my Stone Blues this week, even softer and comfier now. Enjoy them. They're very, very nice jean. The best store to buy in Southeast Asia, the best jean store in Southeast Asia is Pronto Denim. If you're, there's no question about it. Pronto has the best, widest selection of jeans in all of Southeast Asia. So if you do get a chance to go to Thailand, check out Pronto Denim. Okay, 1 second. Fossil Draws. Bezad, you're getting really good at communicating with the chat. I appreciate the openness and how passionate you are about denim. It's my pleasure. I've got two gifts in life, and that is denim and my ability to not shut up. I can pretty much talk forever. I'm not saying it's coherent. I definitely can ramble, but I could talk forever, and I love talking about denim. So it kind of works out well that this is the thing that I do. All right. Gary Lestrange. Gary Lestrange. I hope I'm saying that right. Do you have any darker denim that can pass off as dressy as well? Sure. Practically everything. Some of the jeans that we use that work well as dressier pairs are indigo selvage, are basic indigo selvage. I think they're $145 retail. Dark indigo, white weft, gray stitching. You know, so it doesn't have. It has a contrast to it, but it's not like a yellow or a brown where it's like very contrasted to the color of the denim itself. So it's very subtle. That works really, really well for a dressier jean. The deep indigo stretch selvage, the stitching is a little bit brighter, but the dark tone of that indigo is like a almost black gray, but it's still blue. Those work really well as dressier pairs. So those are two really good options. Pedro Cortez writes, Bezad is the king of filibustering. No question about it. If any political party wants me to talk nonstop, I will do it. I charge only $1,000 a minute. $1,000 a minute, and you guys can have me stop any legislation from passing through. I will do my best to talk about anything and everything just to screw up whatever it is that you guys are trying to achieve. My pleasure. It would be my pleasure. Janet Rossi writes, maybe I missed the answer. Do you have the size charts for the upcoming fall 2021 collection? No size charts for that just yet. I think the vulgar selvage might be up. We can only do the size charts once the production arrives, and typically, so whatever my release date is on the website, that's typically 3 weeks out from when we are scheduled to receive anything in our warehouse. So as soon as we get the item in our warehouse, we do the measurements, we put those online. So the 3-week buffer allows us to receive the inventory, pack all the orders, ship them, and make sure that they're received by our retail partners by the release date. So that's why we do that. We have that 3-week buffer, and only when we get the production can we actually do the measurements. Because this is a lot of people ask me, like, why are there variations between this style and that style and this fabric and this fabric? And it's like, because everything's done by hand. When we're cutting fabric, it's a guy with a giant saw who cuts the fabric. When people are feeding the machines, people with doing it by hand, right? So this is not like machine tooling. There's always going to be variations. Other things to even consider are like, when you roll out the fabric on the cutting table, you have to let that sit for a while. And usually we let it sit overnight. That way the fabric has time to settle. And, even depending on the temperature of the room, sometimes the jeans, like a fabric will settle more or settle less. Like there's like little variations in all that stuff. And, a millimeter here, a millimeter there, half a millimeter, 2 millimeters, like all this stuff adds up to slight variations in production. And like, people might say, hey, there's variations in your brand. I'm like, yeah, that's because we put the measurements up. If you were to ask, brand X, Y, and Z, go to their websites. There's no measurements. They put one measurement. The model wears a size 32. It doesn't mean anything, right? So, you might notice that from us, but believe me, this is every single garment, every single jean, every single pants you will ever buy. One production lot, one fabric lot. It's always going to be a little bit different than the other. And then the other time, sometimes people will always ask me, like, same question, like, why are there variations? And they'll say, oh, I have a this jean in size 32. I have this jean in size 32. And it's like, one jean's stretch, one jean's, elephant. And they're like, I've worn those for years. And then I bought another size 32 and that's too small or whatever. And it's like, those two jeans you've owned, you've worn, you've washed. They've definitely changed shape from when you originally bought them. And now this other one, doesn't fit exactly the same as those. And, look, I get it. You want to buy a 32, you want to buy a 32, you want to buy a 32. We do our best to try and make that happen all the time. But it's like, it's not something we can control, like, completely. It's just not. But that's why we put the measurements up there. So, even if you're used to wearing a particular size, do your measurements. That way you're never going to run into issues of, exchanging or things like that. That few minutes of time to do those measurements to make sure will save you so much in the back end if things happen to be a little bit off, a little bit different. So please do your measurements. You don't experience regret until you've done something, Like if you do everything right and something wrong didn't happen, you never have to regret it. But like, I'm just trying to think. Like, I bought some video game stuff. I don't know why, but I bought some video game stuff this week. I'm never gonna use it. Not never. I'm just not gonna use it that much. I already know, but I wanted it. And they had released some limited edition. Like it's a console. A retro video game console, and they had released some limited edition colors like a year ago, and I remember seeing it, and it was in stock, and I'm like, I'll think about it. And then by the time I got around to like wanting it, it was long sold out, and I'm like, darn. And I've always wanted it ever since, and now like they just re-released it, but they didn't release it in that color, and I ordered it, and I'm like, I'm kicking myself because I'm like, I eventually bought it, and now they'll get the exact one that I want. So I don't know what I'm talking about. Regret. Try not to regret things that you like. If you're gonna, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Do your measurements. Just do your measurements, and you when you see the antique, you get it. Don't hesitate. You always. Believe me, there's sometimes I'm at the flea market or all kinds of stuff, the thrift store. I see something that I like, I leave it, and then like. Day later, I'm like, should have bought that. And then it's just on your mind, I'm trying to go through some of the questions here. Donkey Bro writes, yes, Bezad, the one thing I absolutely love, the sizing chart for every pair and different materials and cut and different materials and cuts wear differently. That's right. So look, we put the measurements up for everything. Everything we make, there's a measurement guide for it, and we stand by it. There's a plus minus half-inch tolerance. So if we're anywhere outside of that, we've certainly got you covered. But yeah, we spend a lot of time measuring. You have no idea. Like when you get a production run in, and there's the vulgar salvage comes in so many different fits. You got to take out every single size, multiples of every size, and measure them all. We try to measure a couple pairs of 32s, a couple pairs of 33s, just to make sure that even between pairs, sometimes there's a little bit of variation, so that we can have a good average measurement. So we do a lot. We put in a lot of time measuring jeans, and then we write. I think we write some pretty good product copy. Photos are upgrading every season. We're trying to make those a little bit better. So, yeah. Pedro Cortez writes, I wanted the mini SNES. Couldn't get one because it was constantly sold out. Even waiting for the hype to die down, never was able to get one. If you're looking for an NES or SNES Classic Edition, you should be able to find. I'm on good. I'm pretty sure you go on like Craigslist or Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace, you're gonna find one of those, no problem. And you'll probably get it for pretty cheap. I think a lot of people bought those for Christmas. It was the hype toy, and then people stop playing them, and they're like, okay, well, we'll just sell it on Kijiji or whatever. Canada, we use a lot of Kijiji. Kijiji is like the main one we use. But yeah, I'm positive you can get one of those for cheap. I'm absolutely positive. I bought one called the Analog NT, and I bought the Mega SG. So these are FPGA systems. So they're basically clone consoles that are designed to play physical cartridges, but like upscale them proper for like modern televisions. They're really nerdy. They're a little pricey, but they constantly sell out. Like they'll put out a production run and they're gone. And then maybe they'll restock, maybe they won't restock. Sometimes they say, okay, that's it, we're never making this again. And like I have, they have a device called the Analog NT Mini, and it's a all aluminum built, like a Nintendo Entertainment System, basically. Very, very nice. Looks cool. I just don't play it enough. It's really they're not prohibitively expensive. The NT Mini was like, I don't remember. It might have been, that one might have been pricey, $300-$400. I don't remember. But the Mega SG and the Super NT, I think they're like $250. So not bad, but more expensive than those classic consoles. And you can hack those classic consoles, by the way. You can look it up. You can do some fun things to those things. Donkey Bro writes, many brands selling tailored clothing and don't even have measurements like jacket length or sleeve length on their clothes. LOL. It should be a crime. Yeah, I mean, I think it's to their detriment that they don't put that information up. Even with our retailers, I always tell them, go to our website, take our measurement guide, put it on your website. It's fine. Just use it. It's no big deal. That information is for everybody. It makes it easy for your customers. We shop, as you shop online, one of the things that kind of, the expectation for a lot of people is that every website is Amazon. And, it's kind of weird because you get this mentality of shop local, shop local, shop local. Yes. And then when you do shop local, they treat you like you're a multi-gajillion dollar corporation with infinite resources. Why didn't you answer my email, right away? Why isn't shipping free back forth and this and that? Why can't I, why do I have to wait for a return label? Like all this stuff. And it's like, okay, just, we're not the big Amazon, we're not, but, because we have to deal with a lot of that stuff, you have to make the experience right the first time. When the experience is right the first time, you don't have to worry about all that other stuff. You don't have to worry about, hey, why didn't you answer my email in 10 minutes? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And, you guys are the worst, and I'm never going to shop with you ever again. I'm like, we're gonna get to the end. We're going to get to the solution here. Believe me. We're going to help you out. You're going to be happy at the end of the day. But, understand that we're not, we can't operate at that level, right? Yeah, so if you don't have those measurements up on your website, you're gonna run into issues. And sometimes some websites, their answer to that is just straight up, here's a return label, here's a return label, here's a return label, or they ignore it, and then that's just not great. But, using your return policy as your customer service policy is going to be very difficult. Let's put it to you this way. Even if you have free returns, if a customer returns an item, buys another item, and that still doesn't fit, they're never coming back. They're going to return that item. That's it. They're done. They're done with you. They don't want to go through that. As much as you made returns easy, they don't want to do it. Nobody wants to return anything that they bought. They bought it, they want to enjoy it, they want to have it, they want to use it right away. And if you're going back and forth and it takes 2 weeks or 3 weeks or longer to be able to enjoy something that you wanted, it makes things a little bit difficult. So, buy returns. If you return something, the next time it should be perfect.
It should be perfect. And like, like I'm not saying that like all of our stuff happens like overnight, super fast. It takes a little bit of time too. People are understanding, but we do try to, especially if things are not, sized right or things like that, we try to let people know how to do things properly so that for that next jean that they get, it's going to be correct. So, you can't just rely on, certain aspects of your customer service to band-aid your issues. You got to mitigate your problems and, make sure the experience is correct and good the first time. That's your first line of defense. All right. Moritz Spitz writes, "Hey Bezad, what are your thoughts on the MIJ7 Yahan Midnight Salvage? What are my thoughts on it? Do you have anything specific you want to ask me? I mean, great denim, dark indigo with that black dye added to it, so it looks black. I mean, it looks pretty cool, but they fade indigo. I think that's a really neat feature. You don't see a lot of that. I mean, even for indigo denims that are super dark that kind of look black, when you put it next to the Yahan looks black. It looks like a black pair of jeans. Sometimes you look at a raw denim, you're like, oh, that's black, and then you put it next to something black, you're like, oh, okay, I can see that it's different here. The Yahan is not like that. It genuinely looks very black. So I think that's really cool. That's really special. And if you want to hear more of my thoughts on it, there's a whole video that I did on the MIJ7 Yahan Midnight Salvage. We also have a Yahan. So we have a similar denim coming in a power stretch for the fall. Speaking of fall stuff, videos for all the fall releases are going to start to come out soon. We do have the Vulgar Salvage coming out on the 27th. Next week, I don't think we have any releases scheduled. So the 20th, so I have a little bit of a buffer between releases and announcements and things like that. Last week we had the Karui Stretch Salvage. We had the Watchcaps today, along with the Friday the 13th announcement. And then we had the... what am I talking about? Then we have the Vulgar Salvage. So the Fall Winter 21 collection preview video is on the website right now. You can, if you haven't watched it yet, go and check that out. You can see the entire collection. And then I will go more in depth with each and every release in its own individual video. That'll be coming up soon. So usually the week of any particular release, we'll do a video there. What else? I think I'm running out of ideas here. I thought I could talk forever, but it is what it is. Carl West writes, add a 18 to 21 ounce basic indigo denim to your core lineup. We always have a 18 to 21 ounce denim in the shop at any given time. So we do our elephant denim. Is there room for a core elephant denim? Maybe there is. But if you're ever looking for heavyweight, we've got it. We've got our 21 ounce unbranded. That's always in stock. So, well, as long as we're not sold out, but we try to keep that in stock. So yeah, we do tend to have a lot of heavyweight options available at any given time. All right, Electric Bamboo Galoo 2. That's one of my favorite names out there. Just got the Brown Fox Salvage in jacket form. The rinse helped make it soft, and the weight makes it right for the summer weather in the islands. All right, I hope you're enjoying the beautiful weather in the islands, whichever islands those are. But yeah, the Brown Fox, great fabric, great weight, great color. I'm talking to Sally, the inventor, the grower of FoxFibre cottons. I'm talking to her every day right now. We're trying to come up with some. We're trying to do right now. My goal with her is to recreate some denim fabrics that she made back in the 90s. Interestingly enough, she's been making FoxFibre for a long time. It just hasn't been on my radar for very much time at all. In fact, for years we would go to our denim suppliers and we talk about natural brown cotton And they're like, no, 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 no. And then all of a sudden we have access to it. And we're like, what the heck? Like, why, like, anyways. I don't, there's just certain things. You know, they're telling us no, I think because they just didn't want to work with the supplier that supplied it. So that's just my opinion on that. So anyways, now we know the supplier for it. We have a mill that works with this yarn. And talking to Sally, we're trying to recreate some fabrics that she herself created back in the 90s. And for me, I think one of the biggest shames that we, like, for all this time, we like, you know, FoxFibre eluded a lot of us. Like, we just didn't, you know, it wasn't out there. It wasn't out there. And it's a shame because it's a really, really fantastic fiber. And so anyways, right now, I want to recreate some stuff that she did. One of our early conversations was about, you know, these beautiful fabrics that she made back, you know, in the 90s. And, you know, I guess she was really, really nostalgic for them. And I'm like, okay, well, let's make these fabrics come back. You know, we've got an audience that is really into this kind of stuff. They love the story. They love the American made, you know, aspect of it. I like American cottons a lot. I'm learning a lot about cotton from her. It's fun to work directly with the grower. You know, this isn't just, you know, you know, it's amazing over the years how, like, we've gone from, you know, we went from working with, when we first started Naked Famous Denim, you know, we had some access to mills directly. We were working through agencies. Then we're like, why get rid of the middleman? And then we went directly to work with the manufacturers and working with the manufacturers. Then we started working with yarn suppliers, with the manufacturers, and now we're working with the cotton growers, to the yarn suppliers, to the mill. Like, so, there's so many, like, I just love it. I love it that we're getting deeper and deeper into this thing. And, you know, we're a little over 10 years old now, and there's still stuff we're discovering. So that's always fun. You know, people have said, oh, you're going to run out of ideas. We're never going to run out of ideas because we're always going to keep learning. We're always going to keep exploring. You know, we're not, this isn't like for some people, this is a business, you know, and it is. In many ways, this is a business, but this is more like, we're very, very nerdy about, like, we love this stuff. It's not, at some point, it's not really work. It's very interesting to learn all the different things that you can do to denim and make, and, you know, different ways to make denim. So yeah, now that I'm talking to Sally, I'm learning more. I'm sure at some point I'm going to learn even more. She's going to introduce me to some more people, you know, in the American cotton industry. And there, I mean, that aspect of it, I'm very novice. You know, when it comes to like pure raw material, the differences and like what makes things special, and, you know, that I'm going to learn a lot more, I think, in the next little while. So coming soon. You're going to have some more FoxFibre from us. I want to make the FoxFibre a ongoing series like the Elephant or the Okayama Spirit. I always want to have at least once a year a new FoxFibre development, and, you know, it's just something that it's so unique and the content is so special that I think it needs to be highlighted in some way. So I'm going to be a big champion of that, and I hope you guys like what we come up with. I mean, the Brown Fox, very, very successful, tremendous, and you know, we're going to come up with more. So, all right. Electric Bam Boogaloo too writes, by the way, does the Jason denim, when it fades, will there be blood stains that appear? No. So we called it a blood cast denim. It's a red cast denim, but you know, red blood, you know. So if you notice the denim itself, it's a little bit warmer in tone. Actually, I think, you know, sometimes people can't really see red cast. You know, some people, they just don't see it, and they don't see like redder shades of blue. I think this one came, like, the photos really show it off. But what I'll do is, when I get them, I will take some photos really showing it against like a you know, a typical like a typical indigo denim, and you'll see the redness to it. Now it's not. It's not like a red denim or a red core denim. It's not gonna fade red, but there's a little bit of red blueness to it. So I didn't want to make a red jean, obviously. So that's where that is, and I'll explain it a little bit more when that comes out. Obviously, in the long video and in some photos. Another question or comment from Electric Bamboogaloo 2. Measurements are better than hearing something has runs small, runs big. Yes. I do see that on some websites. They say runs small, runs big. Recommend sizing one up. That actually doesn't mean anything. Yeah, it's just those are band-aid kind of advices. It's you put those measurements. That's the only way to go. But I understand some retailers we work with, they're big retailers. They're department stores, and you put up a measurement guide for our jeans, and there's no measurement guides for somebody else. Well, guess what? People are going to start calling, emailing. Hey, do you have the measurements for this brand? Do you have the measurements for that brand? And they don't want to say no. And then they have to train their entire customer service fleet, and we're talking fleet. Huge numbers of people working customer service, how to use a measurement guide, and that is never going to happen. It's just never going to happen. And they're going to tell you, like, their customer service policy is designed around, if it doesn't work for you, just return it. If it doesn't work for you, return it in store, return it online. Okay, that's how we're going to deal with it. Okay, fine. Works. If you find that works for you, you're a multi-bajillion dollar company. Maybe those things, maybe you're doing things the right way and I'm not. I don't know. But for me, this is the way it works for us. And I think our customers prefer to work like this. Hey, maybe we confuse a lot of people. Maybe all the people who don't shop with us and I never hear from them. I don't know. But we try to be as transparent as possible when it comes to sizing. And we have a very, very, very low return rate because of it. So I can tell you that. Matthew Bradwell writes, would love a video rundown of everyone who lays hands on a pair of Naked and Famouses. The fiber weaver, maybe the fiber grower, the weaver, the people doing the dye, loom operators, construction team, maybe sewing team, quality control, warehouse guys, retail team, anyone else. Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. I have to be a better video guy. I just have to be. It's just one of these things. It's a skill I must learn, so that I could document all this stuff. When we go to Okayama, when we go, if eventually I'm gonna go visit Sally, I'm gonna see her farm. It would be such a great story to go from, hey, we visit the farm. Here's the earth where the cotton grows. Here are the seeds. Here's the cotton. Here's the people who are operating the machines. Here are the people who are collecting the cotton. Here are the people who are baling it, shipping it, guys receiving it here in Japan. I've been in like cotton warehouses here in Japan, and it's just like football field size warehouse. Maybe not football field size. Maybe not football stadium size, but football field size warehouse. Huge warehouse, just bales of cotton, huge bales of cotton from all over the world. You name it, they have cotton from everywhere. And watching it go from those bales to turning into actual yarn, I've watched the entire process. In one trip, actually, we did the entire, like, here's cotton, here's spinning, here's dyeing, here's weaving, all the way, the entire process. We got to see it. And those happen at different places. So, yeah. So, going from one factory to another factory and seeing it all happen live in person is very, very cool. I've done that a few times, but I've never been able to, like, really document it, in any kind of cohesive way. I might have taken a little video clip on my phone, but actually doing a full produced video, I'd like to do that. I mean, if we ever got big enough and we had a position for a guy who's all a person, all their only job is to just make videos and content, and that would be great, but we're not there yet. Yeah. What shirt are you wearing? It looks cool. It's just a t-shirt, and Risa did the chain stitch embroidery for this one for me. So she embroidered that her very self, and I actually drew the little skull here, and then she embroidered it. Anyways, it's a Risa creation. Donkey Bro writes, P.S. I'm very surprised at how quick you guys ship things. Mine needed to be hemmed, and they were shipped in 2 days. We're very quick with the shipping. I'd say usually we wait 24 hours before we ship anything. We could probably ship things faster, but we usually wait 24 hours to ship anything, just in case the customer needs to make us, sometimes the customer will order something, and then like half a day later, they realize that they need to like change the size or something like that. So we always give it a little bit of buffer, just to allow customers to make that decision. So like if you order something on Monday, we start picking that order on Tuesday, and say it needs hemming, it'll go right to our hemming department, and the hemming department it's our factory. So it goes right to the factory, and then our guys will bring it there in the morning. Usually they're done by the evening. Depends on how, like if it's like a big sale, it might be a little bit longer than a day. If we have to do 200 jeans hemming, it's going to take a little bit of time. But most average days there might be 4 or 5, 6, maybe 10 pairs that need to be hemmed. Anyways, it takes time to take that much time. We've got our factory people who will handle that. So we bring the jeans over to the factory, bring it to them in the morning. By the end of the night, they have it left on the completed area, bring it back into the warehouse, and the next morning it's shipped out. So if you don't need hemming, your stuff's going out next day, more or less. Depends on how busy it is. If it's Black Friday or like a big sale, it might take more than a day. You have like Black Friday it's big. Like if you've seen I think Garrett's doing some behind the scenes warehouse shots every now and then on the Tate and Yoko Instagram, and you'll see like piles and piles of orders. I'm in there picking orders. We got shopping carts, so like our warehouse is kind of set up like a grocery store where we have aisles. And they're long. These are long aisles, and we have every style organized, in a column. And unfortunately, we don't have like a smart warehouse system. If you've been in a modern warehouse, they'll usually have some kind of smart device, and then it'll tell the picker where the item is. Like we don't have that. And so our warehouse guys, to be fair, like once you've been in the warehouse for about an hour, you kind of know where everything is. Once you've done some picking, you figure it out. So our warehouse guys just know where everything is, and we have everything organized in such a way that things should be obvious. Like we have core product all on one side. We have X season is over here, X season is over there, and then everything is arranged by size. So that way you don't have to like dig through piles so much. It's organized, it's chaotic, but it's an organized chaos. We know how it works. And because we're very meticulous, because we don't have, certain tools to make things, having a smart warehouse also takes a lot of organization, but so anyway, it's a trade-off. But like on a Black Friday, we're hoping that we could be in Montreal for Black Friday, and if we are, I'll do a live stream of our warehouse on Black Friday, just so you can see how crazy it gets in there. The amount of orders that we ship out. You guys are very supportive. Thank you very much. And we try to make it happen for you guys. So and we definitely try to make things go smooth, fast shipping as fast as we can. The other day I was talking to Risa about it, and it's just like, should we just start shipping same day? Maybe people will be happier if they can get it even 1 day earlier. We technically we could do it, but like I said, we try to do that buffer just in case people need to change their minds or anything. So we'll see. Like a Watchcap, for example. Like you're not. I mean, unless you're canceling your order, but you're not going to change your size. So maybe certain things we could ship right away. Okay. Jameson Keating writes, Bezad, I got a pair of my jeans hemmed at my local tailor, but they didn't know what a chain stitch hem was. I had to let them do their thing and they gave me a same hem where they chopped the above hem and sewed it back on. Would not recommend. Makes the jeans super bulky at the bottom. Yes, that is incorrect. So same hem. They also call it a European hem. And don't do, those are bad. Those are bad, don't do them. Here's why people do them. So if you have like a pair of like a diesel jeans, for example, wash jeans, there's a lot of distress that happens at the bottom there. And, they have, and people, if you have to hem the jeans, you lose that, right? So what they do is they cut it off, they hem the jean, then they sew it back on, and they do it, sometimes, like, especially on a wash jean, a good tailor could really do it. You could barely notice that they did that, right? It's hard to notice. But on raw jeans, absolutely not necessary, because there's no distressing to maintain. You might have expressed that you want to keep the stitching the same. So they're like, oh, you want to keep the stitching the same? We'll just sew it back on, right? We'll just sew this hem back on. Not really like that wasn't smart on their part, I would say. They should have said to you, well, it's going to look a little funny. It's going to look a little bulky if we do this. This is a basic hem. There's no distressing that we're preserving. If you're only concerned about the stitching, then I can do it like this, but it's not going to, I think the trade-off is that if you want to keep the stitching, it's also going to look bulky and weird, right? You don't want that. Let's just do a single needle stitch, and we're good to go. And to be fair, single needle is fine. It's technically stronger than a chain stitch. So yeah, if you have length on your jeans still, you can remove that. You can maybe bring it to a different tailor shop, have them remove it, and just do a basic hem. They're just gonna fold the hem up once or twice, stitch it down, and you're good to go. Yeah. Same hem, European hem, whatever they want to call it. Don't ever do it on raw jeans. Don't ever do it. It's no good. The only exception would be if you want to preserve a distressed jean. Even then, I will say that when I worked at Holt Renfrew, we had some, we would charge, I think it was a basic hem was free. If you bought any jeans or any pants, it was always free. A European hem, I think it was $20. And sometimes we get we had a tailor shop. So if we were working in, we're working in denim, it depended on the staff. If it was, some staff were comfortable just pinning the jeans themselves, bringing up the alterations, it was fine. Some tailors didn't like that because they wanted to be the one who did it, because what they would do, the tailor would come down, they would mark it, and they would sign the alteration slip so that they knew it was their work, that was their marking. And so, if somebody marked it wrong and they hemmed it and it wasn't right, they wouldn't get blamed for whatever alteration mishap happened. So we would get tailors who would come down and they would mark a pair of jeans. It might have been distressed and whatever. And instead of charging them $20, I'll say, no, I'll do a basic hem and I'll distress it myself. And they'll have a Dremel tool or whatever, and they would distress it, and they would make it look sometimes just exact perfect. You didn't even know it didn't come from the factory. So some people are able to do that. I think that's few and far between. I think that a really competent tailor can do that. But even that same tailor shop that you went to, if you went and said, just give me a basic hem, remove this and give me a basic hem, they're going to be able to do that. But their thought process of what are you trying to achieve by maintaining this chain stitch, that did not come into their mind. They don't care. Their mind, that doesn't chain stitch on this. Number one, maybe it was new to them to even hear about it. They don't look at garments the same way we look at garments, right? We look at these little details and we're like, okay, that's a cool detail, I want to preserve that detail. They don't do that. They're like, how can I make this garment work for whatever thing you're asking me for, so that's how they do it. But yeah, avoid European same hems, whatever they want to call it. We called it European hems at Holt Renfrew. I don't know why. I don't know if they originated in Europe, but yeah. Donkey Bro writes, Bayzed, on the topic of hemming, may I know how you guys do it? Should we expect a sharper taper, i.e. same leg opening, or larger leg openings? Oh yeah, you're gonna get a larger leg opening. We're not gonna alter your leg to do a hem, right? So if something has a 7.5 inch leg opening and you have it, the further up you go, the wider it gets. So you're gonna lose a little bit of that leg opening as you hem the jean, and that's why for us, it's a balancing act for length, right? We're at like a 33.5-ish inseam, 33 and a half, 34. Some people are like, hey, why don't you do 36? Why don't you do 38-inch inseam? It's like, if you do a 38-inch inseam, and people ask me this all the time. They ask me all the time, if we do a 38-inch inseam that has a 7.5-inch leg opening, number one, nobody needs a 38-inch inseam. Oh, I want to have room to hem or cuff or whatever. Yeah, but if you have to hem off 8 inches, the jean's not going to be the same anymore, right? So, we're trying to do a balancing act because we know that, there are a lot of typical men's inseam happens to be 30 around there, like 29.5, 30, 30.5. That's the real sweet spot for hemming for us, right there. Anytime we have to hem, that's where it is. So we don't want to have to cut off too much. At the same time, we don't want to have to alienate people who are taller. Like if you have a 34-inch inseam and you wear our jeans and they're 34 inches, you might not have the ability to cuff them real big, but you could still wear our jeans. So, we're not in the point where we could have every inseam. At Diesel, I've talked about Diesel a lot today. At Diesel, we used to have the 30 inseam, the 32 inseam, the 34-inch inseam. Can you imagine what that does to, to be fair, in Canada, we barely ever got the 30-inch inseams. But so we'd always have 32 and 34. And so in our shop, in our denim wall, I would have to have the 32s and 34s in the denim wall. And then we'd have to have inventory for everything. So it just doubles your inventory for everything that you have. It's a lot. So it's just the way things are. False to the Jaws writes, I'm 5'7", get the F out with a 36-inch inseam. Yeah, so some sarcasm there. We do get people who are I guess it's just in their brain to say things need to be 36-inch inseam because reasons. I don't know. I understand that with unsanforized denim you need to have that, but you need to have a longer inseam to account for the shrink. But some people equate that and they see that in the world and they just say that okay, everything needs to be this way. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure why they want it like that, and how at the same time they don't understand what the issue of that is. Matthew Bradwell writes, 6 foot, 30-inch inseam, always cuff my jeans. Naked and Famous's arrive perfect every time. We try. We definitely try. We look, we're not perfect. We make mistakes from time to time. And when we do, we're always going to make it right. We're always going to make it right. But I think we do a pretty good job in that realm. Mattis writes, I love an even slubbier black denim than the Dark Knight. Have you ever thought about making a black-white jean with the King of Slub yarn? Well, if you want even slubbier, check out the Trunks or the Majin Buu denim. That is still available. There's a couple sizes left there. Very, very, very slubby denim. Black-white King of Slub yarn, it's something to consider. Like I said, the King of Slub construction is going to see many iterations over the years. At some point, we'll probably do that. Donkey Bro writes, Bayzed low-key dissing another brand a minute straight for 36-inch inseams. LOL. No. That wasn't a diss. That wasn't a diss. I'm not I certainly wasn't targeted towards anybody. I understand why people do it, but I also just for us from a business perspective, it doesn't make a lot of sense for us. Maybe it works for them. Maybe they get all the tall customers. I don't know. But for us, we have to balance, average inseams, being able to cover as many bases as we can. And I think, the way we hit it with the 33.5, 34, you're not taking off too much, generally speaking, on a hem. And you cover a lot of different heights. So even if you're like, I'm 5'8", I wear a 32-inch inseam. My actual inseam is probably more like a 30, 31, but I usually get 32, so I have room so that they can stack, or I can cuff a little bit. That's if I'm wearing them long. Sometimes I just obviously sometimes I just hem my jeans really short, and I don't even know what inseam that is, but above my ankle. But if I'm wearing my jeans normal length, they're usually sitting around a 32, so I have room. So there's always a little bit of hemming going on there. Jameson Keating writes, the trunks denim are great. I love my easy guys. Also look out for the Japan Heritage Black, which are on sale, by the way. You can find them on sale on tatianyoka.com. I know it's not quite slubby. It's not quite as slubby, but the texture looks so good. The Japan Heritage Black, very, very nice denim. Again, not as slubby as the trunks, but still very, very slubby. I think anybody who's looking for a textured denim will be very happy with that. Okay. Donkey Bro writes, I had a pair of 36-inch inseam jeans hemmed off 7 inches, and the leg opening doesn't look right. LOL. Yeah, that's what happens when the inseam is really long and you have to hem it to, say, average guys inseam. It just, if you have a small taper, it's just not as small as anymore. So it becomes an issue. If it's a straight leg, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all, But yeah. Bezad, it was a joke only. I know you're not dissing anyone. I know you know. Donkey Bro writes. Pedro Cortez writes, I couldn't do 30-inch inseam. I'd be looking like Steve Urkel. Did I do that? You got any cheese? Anybody? You got any cheese? Love Steve Urkel. Still butthurt about Steve's choice to dump Myra. For any Family Matters fans out there, which team are you on? Are you on a Myra or are you on a Laura? Laura Winslow, or I forget what Myra's last name was, but I thought Myra and Urkel should have stayed together. Myra and Urkel. Myra loved Urkel. Still not happy about the way that worked out. Electric Bam Boogaloo 2 writes, what's a European hem? Never heard of that before. That's when they cut off the hem of the jean, the very bottom, because they want to preserve the actual hem at the bottom. So say on a distressed jean, there's rips, there's tears, there's, some kind of distressing. If you have to hem a jean like that, typically a hem, you cut the bottom off, you fold it up, you sew it, and then you've lost all that distressing at the bottom. So in order to preserve that, some tailors will cut off that bottom part and then they'll reattach it. But the way they do it is like, if you flip the jean up, you're going to see where they've attached it. And so it's an effort to preserve that distressed hem. But for a raw jean, it makes no sense to do that. But, if you say to a tailor, hey, I want to preserve the bottom, they're going to do that, not thinking or not even trying to tell you why maybe that's not a great idea for like a raw jean that doesn't have any distressing to preserve. Fossil Draws writes, Laura never appreciated Steve until she met Stefan. I agree. Francisco Michael writes, didn't he branch off into Stefan Urkel and that dude stayed with Laura? No, I think by the end, there was a branch off, but by the end of it, he broke up with Myra, and I think he proposed to Laura. I'm trying to remember. The last episode, Urkel got shot off into space. But they were definitely broken up, and he was with Laura at the end as Steve, not Stefan, as Steve. Remember the time he became Bruce Lee? I thought that was a really good episode. Risa, you want to do snack time? we got something weird this week. We got something weird this week. A fun drink. Family Matters. What a good show. It's a good show. I like that show. Oh man, Deep Wounds with Myra. I liked Myra. She was great. I just liked that Urkel had his perfect match, but Urkel did not appreciate his perfect match. Pedro Cortez, testing Bezat's knowledge of Family Matters episode 1. Oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna have the answer for you. I do remember that Harriet was a spin-off character from Perfect Strangers. So Perfect Strangers was another show about two brothers that were, I think, separated at birth or something like that. And Harriet worked, I forget what her job was, but she was an office employee at one of the places that they worked. And then they spun that show off into Harriet's Family Matters. Donkey Bro is asking, wait, what show are you talking about? Family Matters, part of TGIF Fridays. Yeah, what's TGIF? That's right. So BD writes Cousins. Yeah, Perfect Strangers is Cousins. That's right. Balky and I don't remember. Anyways, old 80s TV. Risa has no clue. That's okay. Anyways, let's move on to snack time because we found so this Butterfly PEA soda. So Butterfly P.
It's not PEE.
It's not PEE. It's PEA. But I just get the sense that nobody in North America would ever name their product Butterfly P.
So apparently, it should taste like lime.
Okay.
But it is purple. I don't know if you can see.
So this is some kind of plant. I guess they're explaining it. It's some kind of leaf that is purple that has a lime taste. So you get.
I think lime taste is added.
Oh, lime taste is added. So Butterfly Pea is some kind of leaf, purpley leaf, or does it?
It's like a purpley, like
Is it like indigo?
Pea plant.
Oh, it's like a purple tea plant.
Pea plant.
Pea plant.
Like pea style plant, the one
like a vine.
That goes like.
Okay.
Like the Jack and the
Beanstalk, like a beanstalk.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so there's like a big blue purpley flower.
Okay.
And then I guess they call it butterfly pea, and they use this coloring for sodas and tea for in like Thailand mainly.
Okay, Donkey Bro writes that. It's a blue thing usually used in Thailand. Okay, I've never heard about this before. This is new to me. I actually am interested because if it's a plant that turns purple, I want to see if we can make dye out of it.
Yeah.
But Butterfly Pea soda, definitely not the name of a product you would ever see in North America. We're just not mature enough for that here, and I guess they're not immature enough for that over here. Not to say that there's no immaturity here. There's plenty of immaturity. But like I look at that and I think it's hilarious, and people would just be like, "Yeah, butterfly pea. It's a plant."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right. So there it is. So let's crack it open. Butterfly pea selvage. Maybe one day.
could be a good idea.
Houston knows all about that purple drink. LOL. Yeah, this is another form of it. Less cough syrup.
It looks cool.
It looks really cool. Holy cow. Especially in this fancy cup you brought here, Risa.
Yeah.
So let's take a look there.
Wow. I feel like they should have done a better packaging of this.
Yeah, it should look way fancier. This looks like a fancy cocktail that you would have at a, if you take a picture of that in this cup, it would look like really, really fancy. It smells like Sprite.
Yeah, it does smell like Sprite.
Dozo.
Wait. It tastes like Sprite too, but it's got like something else. It's got like a little bit of...
Benjamin Curry writes, LMAO looks like lean. It is not, but it sure does look like it.
Looks like what?
Lean, like purple drink.
Oh.
It's the rappers like it.
Oh.
Makes them gives them a little buzzy buzz. Oh yeah, it's like a more fragrant Sprite. There's like not a spice to it, but like a kind of a perfumey taste to it.
Yeah. It's like rose water.
Yes, that's it. It has like Sprite with a little bit of rose water in it. That's what I would explain that.
Yeah, there's fancier.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's something. That's something Guinan serves at 10 forward on the Enterprise. Just a little Star Trek reference there. TNG, little TNG there, Guinan. This would be served on the Enterprise. This is not bad. I like it. I like how fancy it looks. Especially in this cup. This is a high quality cup, Risa. Thanks for thanks for pouring it in this one.
It's like if we have a guest and just like,
Oh, yeah.
without showing this.
You bring them that, they would be impressed by that.
Wow.
That is cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for snack time today, everybody. Little butterfly pea soda. This is probably a limited edition item. I don't think you're gonna. This won't be on the shelves. That's the thing about Japan. Like, this is gonna be on the shelf for like a month, and like that'll be it.
Yeah, we should buy a couple.
Yeah.
Stock up.
It's made by the good people at Asahi. If you can see that there, the same people who make the Asahi beer. So here in Japan, they make everything. In North America, you associate Asahi with just the beer. But
That's true.
in Japan, they make mints. Like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have
Minty
Asahi mints.
Asahi.
Like, they make everything. Fruit juice, you name it. They got it. They make it all. Okay. I think that wraps things up for today. Thanks, everybody, for joining me on the live stream. Don't forget, I probably should have mentioned it throughout the stream. Sorry, now I've got a little bit of a burp going on. Oops, sorry. Don't forget to like. Risa's laughing at me. Don't forget to like the video. Hit the like button before you go. Let's get this video up to 120 likes. Once it hits 120, I'll be giving away a Tati and Yoko or Naked Famous Denim NYC gift card, $25 to a lucky commenter. Be a subscriber. Also, you got to be a subscriber. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know. Hey, are you planning on coming to Japan when we finally open up? And what kind of snacks do you want to try? Yeah, so that's the question today. Leave the answer in the comment section. Hit the like button. We're gonna read one more question. Moritz Spitz writes, you have to put lemon juice in it. It changes color. Really?
Wanna try?
We're gonna try it right now. We're gonna try that. We're gonna try that, and then we're gonna go. Yeah, maybe. Is there a lemon there? Yeah, there's a lemon there. Okay, so we're gonna give it a try. And while we're waiting for that to happen, hit the like button. Hit the like button, everybody. Let's get 120 likes on this video. That stuff also really helps our reach. So when YouTube sees the likes are up and the comments and the interactions are all good up. When they're all good, it starts recommending these videos to others, so more people can see it, and we get our subscriber rate up and all that stuff. I want to get to 10,000 subscribers. So I can start using that. There's a YouTube space here in Japan, so I need to have at least 10,000 subscribers to access that kind of stuff. So all your help helps. All your help helps, and yeah. So we're waiting on that lemon. We're gonna give it a try. Butterfly pea soda. Let's give this a little extra refill here, and then we'll see how this goes.
Fun.
Huh?
It's like science.
Yeah, a little science experiment. So we'll see. Just for anybody joining right now, we've got butterfly pea soda. It's purple. It looks really cool. It tastes like rose water and Sprite. And we're gonna try throwing some lemon juice in there. Risa's got some lemon juice in there.
Show it.
Can we? Oh, wait. It's hard to see. There we go. See it there, kind of.
Oh, do you?
No. That's the perfect angle.
Okay.
Okay, is it gonna change color? Negative. No color change. No color change.
Okay.
Moritz Spitz, it did not do anything. We tried. Science experiment completed.
Maybe it's not like it's got too much
soda in it. Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyways, maybe the real thing changes colors, but it definitely didn't work with the soda. Okay. Didn't squeeze it make color changing drinks too? Maybe. Electric Bamboo Boogaloo 2 writes, Perfect Strangers, good callback. I love that show more. Maury Spitz, sorry. No need to say sorry. It was worth the try. You know, it was very good anticipation building here for the end. Okay, everybody. Larry and Balky, solid cousins. That's right, Larry and Balky. Try mixing it with milk. We're not going to do that today, guys. Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in to the live stream here. Don't forget to like the video. Once we hit 120, we're going to be giving away a $25 gift card for Naked Famous Denim NYC or Tate and Yoko, your choice. And we're going to be giving it away to a lucky commenter below. Leave a comment. Let us know when you come to Japan, what kind of snacks do you want to have? Or, heck, leave any comment. Let me know what jeans you're wearing. What are you enjoying? Tell me what classic television show you're watching. Doesn't matter. Let's get those interactions up. Let's continue the conversation. We'll see you guys on the next live stream next Friday, here on YouTube, 7 p.m. Eastern. Have a great weekend, everybody. Have a great night. Oh, final thought? What's some good advice?
Lock your door.
Lock your doors. Lock your doors. Make sure you lock your doors. That's some good advice, everybody. Make sure hide your window. Hide your husbands. Hide your wives. How did that go again? Anyways, lock your windows, lock your doors, hide your husbands and hide your wives.
But no kids.
I don't know, whatever. Be safe out there. Bye, everybody.